All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. Before I get going on the video, my buddy Tommy DiCarlo, haven't talked about this album in a bit. Came out late last year. It's called Dancing in the Moonlight. One of the best melodic rock albums of the year, if you want to consider it for this year, even though it came out late last year. Again, if you like Styx, Foreigner, Journey, Boston, obviously. Tommy, one of the nicest people out there. He and I are friends. I don't know if we're good friends, but we seem like we are. And he's just a great person, and I would highly recommend, if you have a chance to go see his band DiCarlo, please go ahead and do that. And more importantly, if you want to purchase something, for your collection, this would be an excellent album for your CD collection. Dancing in the Moonlight. Again, he used to front this band called Boston. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're pretty good back in the day, and they were good when Tommy was in Boston. We're kind of unsure about that whole situation right now, so we're just going to leave it at that. Now, another band from Boston, Aerosmith, has had to kind of put their tour on hold, and things might be a little worse than first thought. Apparently, Steven Tyler, his vocal cord injury is pretty severe. In fact, he can barely speak, but we're told his recovery is certain, and he will come back as strong as ever. This, according to TMZ. Here's what the doctors had to say. Steven flew to Boston to see his ENT doctor, and the x-rays showed the vocal cords were mangled, okay? We're told the injury occurred early during Aerosmith's concert, but he powered through his entire set, including Dream On, where Steven hit his famous glass-shattering note in the song's climactic ending. The audience had no idea he was severely impaired. Steven Tyler is 75 years old. I mean, he really has no business hitting that note at 75 years old. I'm not saying he didn't, but this could be a career-ending injury, and this is the farewell tour. This is what Aerosmith said to their fans, or at least maybe even Steven Tyler specifically. I'm heartbroken to say I have received strict doctor's orders not to sing for the next 30 days. I sustained vocal cord damage during Saturday's show that led to subsequent bleeding. We'll need to postpone a few dates so that we can come back and give you the performance you deserve. Now, here's the $64,000 question. What would prevent this from happening again if Steven Tyler goes out there and hits that epic note or does whatever he normally does? He's a great singer, and it's crazy that he's still singing at this level. The first concert, I listened to a good portion of it, and I was blown away. This is a band that can still perform at a very high level. Now, I don't think they're using AI. Maybe they ought to be using AI to get through this tour, but I don't think that's how Steven Tyler rolls. So obviously, we're hoping that this isn't the end for Aerosmith. I'm a huge fan. I grew up in New England, so it's hard for me just to let go of Aerosmith. But this is a band that is well into their 70s, 75 years old, and this music probably isn't meant to be sung by someone who's that age, even though there are certain singers out there who are still performing at a high level. I think of Paul Rodgers and Mickey Thomas, and there are a few others that I forget about. Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees, believe it or not, is just insane based on how old. I think he's like 78 or 79. and he's still singing all those notes from the 60s that he had to sing back then. And, he's still out there touring from what I understand. And he just put out a new song, which is a cover of REM's Shiny Happy People. You have to hear that to believe it. In fact, I've got to send that over to Modern Retro Radio so they can add it to their playlist because it's just so good. Anyway, a lot of these guys, when they hit a certain age, this is fairly impossible. Okay, we're not dumping on people because they can't do this anymore. I'm just looking at the situation saying rock and roll is kind of a young man's sport. And to sing at that level at age 75, I'm just thinking this tour is going to be really hard to continue. I'm not saying it's over. It's not over until the fat lady sings or Steven Tyler can't sing. So we'll see what happens. And, my best wishes, prayers, thoughts go out to Aerosmith and all their fans. I know a lot of people bought tickets because this is it. This is the Adios tour, right? No, that's Ted Nugent. Oh, this is Peace Out. Okay, this is the Peace Out tour. Sorry. Tommy DiCarlo, amazing album, Dancing in the Moonlight. Like I said, don't forget to check out Modern Retro Radio, modernretrofm.com, a great radio station playing music that other stations just don't have the courage to play. And I say that sincerely. Their top 5, all songs by people that you know from very long ago, for the most part. And they have new material out there. Eric Clapton putting out a ton of new material you should go and listen to. And all of these songs are, respectable and well produced. And the Pretenders right now have the #1 song on their chart. So look, I understand a lot of people have kind of given up, and I tend to be one of those people at times. But if you want to kind of hear what these artists are up to right now, go over to modernretrofm.com. Tell them that Dave sent you over there, and that won't annoy them because they like me and I like them. So it's an unusual circumstance. Also, folks, if you can help support the channel here, I would really appreciate that. I'd like to become kind of independent from worrying on the revenue stream. We had a nice boost during the Eric Clapton video. We'll call it the video era, where that video is still getting views, but again, the algorithm pulling everything back to where it was, and that means the income, again, cut by 1/3 in about 6 or 7 days. And it's going to continue to go back down. So if you want to help me out, Patreon is the best place to do it. There'll be a link in the description of this video where if you want to give $1 or $2 a month, it would be much appreciated. All right, I am done with this video, and I will see you soon.